Yeah, so my initial plan was to actually be the person designing the stuff and then promoting and marketing. But I realized that in order to do that, you would actually need a warehouse, which I certainly do not have. I don't have a whole team working with me. I'm literally my own business person, and I have registered an LLC. So that's like the other side. A lot of the other places do not have a green screen on a live. So yeah, that's where I stand right now. I think I was telling people the other day, I studied my arts. I did my graphic design. I did photography back in university. I did my master's in arts. I even studied fashion in a fashion university. So I have like years of different types of skills and different degrees in different backgrounds. It's important to be aware that all these things are possible, that can happen when you're dealing with the TikTok shop. Now, I had gotten the TikTok shop before 5,000. In fact, I think I was at 900 and something when I'd gotten it, but I had gotten it through a business direction. In my case, I was considering selling my clothing on here until I realized that there were a lot of things that were going on if you were to be the seller versus somebody promoting, helping people sell their items. So I chose not to do that, and I'm just doing it the other way. I made this jacket. This is one of the pieces back in the day when Gothic was not it's been around for a long time, but a lot of the times people would generally make their own clothing. So as a goth from back in the 80s, 90s period, we had no stores that sold Gothic clothing. So we were the ones making our own clothing to create the look and the style that people have now. So that's my little take on my experience growing up as somebody who had a little bit of an edge as it was to myself. I've over bleached my hair. I'm actually growing it out. I'm trimming off this part, so I'm trying to grow it out, but during the time of growing it out, I've had to, cut out pieces. You see? You can't really see it really because, yeah. So I do my own hair, and when I was bleaching my hair, I was also bleaching my own hair, which was a conundrum because you needed all the right stuff, and I'd been doing it for years, so it's just like it didn't faze me. I'm like, it's thick now. It's not thick anymore. It is what it is. This is one of the jackets that I made many years ago. It ended up at the Smithsonian in DC, not this one, I'm wearing it now, but the article that was written up on why I created this is now placed at the Smithsonian. So it's a very interesting approach. People, I'm not going to tell people how I completely did this because I don't want people recreating the design. That would be not my style. I like to keep things the way they are sometimes. But yeah, I have done a couple of other sewn things. So yeah. And I just feel as if sometimes it's good to come on here and perhaps even talk about your personal things. On a lot of the times when I was doing the shops, I was not able to speak about personal stuff. That is just how it is and how it goes within the parameters that are given for discussive, if you're selling some product, you cannot talk about your own personal stuff. So you need to kind of balance it out accordingly, which is more or less what I've started to do.